Welcome to another episode of the Make Peace with Life podcast. I'm Rob Alex, and I'm here to get you moving on a way of finding more happiness in your life. These little podcasts are a great way to give you some insight, give us some connection, create metaphysical, amazing things in our life, and just to find our happiness again. I'm so tired of people not being happy. I want everybody out there to be happy. So that's one of the reasons I started the podcast, started the Make Peace with Life movement, is to get the happiness back in our world. So today's topics on our show are, the first ones are ways you can give back. So I want to share with you some ways that you can give back to this world and make a positive impact on everything around you. And there's several different ways we can do that. We'll get into that next. Second topic today is called It's Nobody's Job to Take Care of You. We'll dive into a little bit of why we feel entitled sometimes and that we should be pampered. It's not always the case, so I'll discuss that a little bit with you. And then lastly, we will talk, well, not lastly, but the third thing is we will talk a little bit about my trip. I just recently got back from a trip from the Northwest, Seattle and Olympic National Park. I especially want to talk about the vibe in Seattle. How wonderful that was and how the great people out there treated me. It was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful trip. And then lastly, we started a little while ago on the Shortcast. We did an energy pool, and we want to keep that rolling. The energy pool got a lot of good comments on it, and I want to keep that rolling because I think it's something that we can all benefit from. I know I did. I benefited greatly from it, and it was a wonderful thing. So without further ado, let's dive into the show and start with giving back and what you can do. You hear about these corporations and these billionaires that are just giving money hand over fist to organizations. And they're mostly doing that for tax purposes. Hopefully they're interested in that, but they also get a tax break for it. Let's be honest. That's a great reason to give back to. If you're going to lose some money, might as well give it to somebody that needs it, and that's a wonderful thing. And I'm not knocking that at all. But most of us are not not a billionaire or have the ability to give a large amount of our money to organizations or people that need help. We need it to survive. We need to pay our rent. We need to pay our mortgage. We need to put fuel in our car. Right now is a big one. Put food on the table, take care of our kids. There's unlimited supplies of things that we have to do with our money. So we might not have that 10, 12, 15%, whatever they say you should tithe, that can give away to the church, to an organization, to a humane society or whatever it might be. We don't have large amounts of money that we can give. Some of us don't even have little amounts of money that we can give or spare, that we're living paycheck to paycheck, so many people. But there's still ways that you can give back. There's still ways that you can honor humanity and make life better and make peace with life and know that you're giving back in ways. We talked about the money, and that's great. Again, I don't want to deny anything that there's lots of things that you can do with money to help people out and organizations out. That's not a problem, but again, I want to focus on more of the other things. The first thing is your time. You can give your time, the most valuable asset that anybody has. I don't care if you're a billionaire. I don't care if you have nothing. The most valuable thing you have is your time, because we have a limited supply of it. Money you can make more of, and that's, these billionaires make more of it every single day. And we go to work and we make money every single day, but we can't stop that clock from ticking on the amount of time that we have left in our life. So your time is the most valuable thing you can give. And there's lots of ways you can donate your time. I mentioned humane societies. Most of them have a program available to where you can just go walk the dogs or go and play with the dogs. Spend a couple hours in the humane society, those dogs and those animals, not just say dogs, but those other animals in there, they appreciate that. They're down on their luck if they're in there. So it is nice for them to get that. I've even seen one place that lets kids come in and read books to dogs. And I thought that what a novel idea that is, to teach kids to give some of their valuable time to these animals and to get them on that path of giving back to society in that sense. But we step out from the humane societies, a lot of times you hear this a lot of times around the holidays, Thanksgiving especially, Christmas, people giving back, going to soup kitchens, going to assisted facilities, and giving their time, serving meals and things like that. The problem with that is we have an outcrying of that. Actually, I even tried to go one time to Thanksgiving and help an organization, and they actually said, we have too many people at this time of year. We don't really have anything. You can come down, but we don't really have anything for you to help out and do because we got everything covered, which I thought was great. But it also makes me think, well, what about all these other times? So don't think of just around the holidays that people are needing help, because people need help all year long, all the time. Anytime you go down there, you can volunteer and help out. Maybe just not around Thanksgiving, like I tried that one time. So donate your time, donate your assistance. That is the most valuable thing you can give, and people really appreciate it when you donate your time. There's all kinds of things you can do with your time to make this world a better place. The next step is just giving help. Doesn't demand as much. You might say, well, isn't that just giving your time? But help can be done in small increments. So you don't have to go and say, I'm going to donate two hours of time to help Habitat for Humanity, or a day for Habitat for Humanity to build a house for somebody. The help is something that you do just on the spur of the moment a lot of times. Say you're walking out of the store and you see somebody struggling to put their groceries in their car. You stop, you help. You hold the door open for somebody. You help them in that manner. Maybe you sit down with your child that's struggling with some math problems, and you help them for just a few minutes. Yes, it's still a little bit of your time, but it's in very small increments, and you can keep coming back to it. As far as help goes, you just help. You assist them in doing something that they might need help. The old adage is to help the old lady across the street. I'm sorry, old lady. Help the old person across the street. And that's viable. I mean, sometimes they need assistance in that. Traffic can get crazy in some places, and sometimes they just need that help in that manner. But it doesn't take a lot of your time. It's something that you do. You might be walking that way across the street as well, but there's unlimited things you can do. Help somebody with the dinner, help somebody with the dishes. It's not going to take a lot of your time, like when we discuss time, but it's going to be such an impact on that person. Help out at work. You see somebody struggling at work. I know there was an old story about Sam Walton, the starter of Walmart, and how he would just stop and help employees, the janitor, whoever needed it. He would just stop and help them, give that little tiny bit of help that they needed, and what an impact he made on this world as far as that goes. So another way that you can help people is giving them your positive energy. And we're going to do that at the end of this podcast. We're going to do a energy pool like we did on that shortcast not long ago, to where we share energy and allow people to pull from that energy if they want, if they need that in their life at this time. So giving your energy, giving people thinking positive thoughts, hoping that things go well for people. The power of prayer has long been shown that it actually works. Now, no matter what you believe, if you're a religious person or not, but the thought, the energetic act of thinking about something positive can actually help somebody. And so you can do that all the time. Somebody that's down on their luck, you can just sit in your chair at home and send them positive vibes. Now, is that going to be an instantaneous thing? Most likely not, but it also helps to get that energy out there, as with our energy pool, you will see there shortly. And then the last one's just support. Sometimes people just need somebody to listen to them. Sometimes just lending an ear and being supportive of them, helping them figure out the right process to get through whatever challenges they're having, can be a load off somebody's mind. I don't know how many times people have come to me and they just need to get things off their chest. They're not looking for an answer. They're not looking for you to assist them, but they need to get it out in the open. And a lot of times when these things happen, they get it out in the open and then they start to go, they start to figure out what they need to do themselves. You don't even have to offer any assistance. Just sitting there, being quiet and listening, a lot of times can be the support that somebody needs. And that is wonderful. So there's many ways that you can help and give back to the community, to individuals, to organizations, right there. Lots of ways. So we're going to stop on that topic and move on to our next topic, which is it's nobody's job to take care of you. This is something my mother told me many, many, many years ago. I don't even know how old I was. I don't even think I was a teenager yet. I think I was a preteen in that sense. But my mom came to me and she told me that it's nobody's job to take care of you. You should be able to take care of yourself. And which was really strange because my mom's a very giving person and she goes above and beyond all the time. But I think that stems from where she'd been at in life and how much she had given. And maybe she was feeling a little depleted with that. I don't know. But whatever it was, she's the most kind and caring person in the world. But she told me that. And it really stuck with me. I feel like I feel like it's nobody's responsibility to take care of it. And we get bred into this. As a child, obviously, we don't expect children to be able to take care of themselves, little children to be able to take care of themselves. You're 3 years old. You can't be making yourself dinner. You can't be, tucking yourself in. You can't be giving yourself a bath, things like that. We need that. But we so often, as parents, don't start weaning people off of that soon enough. We keep doing those things. We keep making them lunch. We keep making them dinner. We keep doing all their laundry. And as they grow into teenagers and stuff, when they can be doing some of that stuff, we don't really make them because we're used to doing it for starters. We've been doing it since they were little bitty infants, unable to take care of themselves. And we haven't moved forward in that. Now, I'm not saying it's bad to take care of your children in that sense, but sometimes you need to start incorporating them into that. I had a friend that his wife, once a child turned 16, she stopped doing their laundry. She stopped cleaning up after them. They were responsible for doing it themselves. And her theory was she was preparing them to go to college or to go out on their own because nobody was going to be there to take care of that stuff for them once they moved on and out of the house. So I thought that was a very interesting point. And I think there's a collaborative that we can do, but we can certainly incorporate our younger or our older children into doing the things, chores and help around the house. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And it does give them a sense of accomplishment as far as they go into that. And even as they move into young adults and they go to college, there's still always a safety net to them. What's the old, the child comes home from college, they bring all their laundry, and mom does all their laundry for them or dad does all their laundry for them when they come home. There's no reason to do that. They're old enough, they're capable. Yeah, bring your laundry home, but do it yourself. That's what I would say. But it is, I guess I've been lucky. One of my sons used to do all the laundry. He would do all the laundry. And it was lovely. But when he moved out, I didn't have any, I had to go back to doing all my laundry again. Not that I minded, but it was interesting, the lockdown that you get into when somebody takes care of things. And we get into that with our spouse too. A lot of times chores are divided. I hope chores are divided up amongst your household. Somebody does the dishes, somebody does the laundry, things like that. But when one of those persons is gone or absent, maybe they have to leave to take care of a parent or things like that, then all of a sudden there's nobody there. Why is my laundry not getting done? I don't know. Oh, because I don't usually do the laundry. So it's not that we have to do everything ourselves, but we should be able to do everything ourselves. Take care of ourselves. If you're relying on somebody to do something for them, why not give them a break every once in a while and say, hey, why don't you let me do that today? Why don't you just sit down? I'll take care of that. I'll do the dishes. I'll do all the laundry. Whatever it might be, that is so refreshing for everybody because, we get stuck in doing it and then people automatically assume that we're just going to do it. And when we assume that somebody's just going to do it, that's when it becomes a chore and becomes a hassle to somebody. So please step out of the box every once in a while and help out and do your stuff. Do it as long as you can. And I know there's people that as they get older, that are unable to take care of themselves again. They almost go back to being infants when we talk about nursing homes, things like that. It's such a sad state. But those you can understand. Being an infant and being elderly to where you can't take care of yourself, we can understand that people have to step up and take care of those people. But in between that time, you should be able to take care of everything for yourself. Yes, it's nice that somebody does it for you and appreciate them for doing it for them. If somebody does your laundry, appreciate them. Say thank you. That's all it takes to make that seem not so much like a chore for them and that you do appreciate it. But again, we want you to understand it's nobody's job to take care of you. You are very capable of doing all those things in most cases. So share the load, pass around, do things for others, and life just keeps getting better in that sense. Now we're on to the northwest coast of the United States, out into Washington State. I just got back. Amazing place, Olympic National Park. I spent many days out there. Beautiful, so diverse, so amazing. The beach, the mountains, the rainforest that's out there. Yes, there's a rainforest in Seattle that you can visit. Totally amazing. But I want to start, I could go on and on about that, and I probably will in another podcast. But what I want to get to is Seattle. First day, we landed in Seattle. We stopped for lunch. We went down to Pike's Market. An amazing experience. But what amazed me is the laid-back style that Seattle has. Seattle's a big town. Nobody doubts that. It's very expensive. I will say that. It's very costly out there. But that's the case with most big cities. But the feeling was very laid back. It didn't seem rushed. It didn't seem like Chicago, New York, LA. Didn't seem like people were rushing around, I have to get here, have to get this meeting, I have to get out of my way. Things were spread out. The fashion, there was not like a specific fashion, which it really interests me. Now, there was a lot of flannel out there. I will say that. A lot of people wearing flannel out there because it wasn't cold, but it wasn't super warm. So there was a lot of flannel being worn out there, but everybody kind of had their own style. It wasn't like everybody in business suits. It wasn't like everybody in the same designer clothes. It was very much of, hey, whatever your vibe is, that's what we want to portray here, to be yourself, to be amazing. So with that said, and the people were so friendly. I will tell you, the people were so friendly, ready to go out of their way. It kind of felt like a hippie, hipster kind of community. There was lots of craft beer places. There were lots of great places to eat. Lots of artwork all over the city, not only just in the art galleries and in the marketplace itself, but also just on the buildings there was artwork, and everywhere you turned, and it was right on the water, and it was so beautiful. But I think the one thing that really impressed me about Seattle the most was the open-mindedness that was there. It didn't seem like they judged everything. It didn't seem like everything had to fit into a demographic or to be accepted. There was, you saw every kind of person out there getting along and not shying away from others in that sense. One of the things that kind of grossed me out, was kind of cool, but kind of grossed me out, was the gum wall. As you walk down one of these streets, there is this wall of just where everybody puts their gum, their chewed gum, might I say. It was kind of interesting that they picked a place and it did it, but there was so many pieces of gums on that wall. It was kind of weird, but very artistic in that sense, but also very like, ooh, that's all been in somebody's mouth. So it kind of freaked me out a little bit about that, but it was a wonderful place to visit. If you ever get a chance, go on out to Seattle, take some time. The architecture is amazing out there. The vibe is just cool to see the fresh fish in the market. So many flowers. Oh my gosh! Because of the rain, not necessarily rainfall, but the kind of the wet climate they have out there really makes the flowers pop. The colors, the amazing feel. And then obviously go on into Olympic National Park. This place is huge. Um, the mountains are beautiful. Oh my gosh, the ocean, going over the ocean was just, that's one of my favorite things on the West Coast, is to go up to that northern part and see the oceans, because they're so much different from the beaches of Florida and the East Coast in that sense. So if you get a chance, go to Florida, go to Washington, visit Olympic National Park, and spend some time in Seattle. Get to know some of the people. They were great. Had a waiter at the Old Stove Brewery, just fabulous guy, give us great information on things to do while we were there. So bravo to Seattle for your hospitality and your welcoming the Make Peace with Life team that went as we came out there. So last thing we were going to do today is, again, we wanted to recreate that energy pool. So if you missed it on the shortcast, go back and watch it if you can. But what we do is we take just a couple of minutes here and we focus all our energy. So what we did last time, we focused all the energy onto the mountains of my shirt. So as you're sitting out there, the energy that you have, the positive vibrations, the energy, however you want to look at it, I want you to send it into the screen, into my shirt. Now, for those of you out there that are going through difficult times, you can also do this, but you can draw some of that energy out. Don't worry about taking all our energy. Energy is a renewable resource. It's the only renewable resource that I know in this world as of right now, because we can keep creating more of it. We can keep creating. Go back and listen to the shortcast about it, and I'll tell you how I feel that we created. I know some of you are like, the energy can't be created or destroyed. Yes, it can, in my opinion. So we're going to keep creating more energy. If you need it, if you're going through a struggling time, if you're having challenges in your life, instead of giving that energy, just allow some of that energy to pour out. Now, I open my hands up like this so I can allow the energy to go up to the universe. And this shirt helps me these Make Peace with Life shirts help me absorb that energy, help me feel more energetic, because I want to make this movement. I want to make this positive force in the world today. And so we're going to take a couple minutes here, and I probably say a few things in that minute, but we're just going to sit in as much quiet as we can. Being quiet is not my expertise, but we're going to sit there and we're going to allow the energy just to flow into the screen, into this collective pool, if you will. And then all those of you out there that need it can dip into that pool and pull some of that energy out, because we are here for you. We are a community that is designed to help and nurture and to bring happiness into your life. So without further ado, let's all start sending our energy in. Oh, I can feel it coming already. Yes, such great stuff. Wow, you guys are really powerful out there. And as always, I'm going to put a thought in my head about something. And if you kind of pick up on that, some of you might be a little intuitive out there, and you can pick up on that. Feel free to pick up on it. Leave a message in the show notes. Tell me what you think I'm thinking about. And we'll go from there. So I'm going to still keep thinking about that as I'm putting my energy. Oh my gosh, I can feel it. I can feel the energy so much flowing. You guys are doing great. Awesome. Oh, I can feel some people picking out the energy. They need the help. They need assistance. They need love. They need us. We all need each other. This is a great community, a wonderful, wonderful feeling this is. I can't believe I'm so lucky to be part of this and to help people out there and to give back and to enjoy all that life has to offer for us. It's wonderful. Okay, we're going to wait just a few more seconds here. We've been doing this for a couple minutes. So nice. Okay. That always leaves me so charged up. I'm not pulling any energy out of that, because I want anybody out there to have it if they need it. But again, it's unlimited, so pull it out if you need it. If you know somebody that needs it, pull it out and give it to them. I wish I could just hand it to you. Like, here you go. Here's all my energy. Take it and do what you want with it. It's a little different than that, but we can energetically send it back and forth. It's not a physical, tangible thing that we can touch, but it is so powerful. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the show for today. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to keep doing these energy pools at the end of the show. I think they're very beneficial. Don't forget to swing over and get the book, Make Peace with Life, if you haven't got your copy yet. You can always read that for free on Kindle Unlimited if you have that service. Go get one of these shirts. Oh my gosh, there's still free shipping available on them right now. They make you feel so good. Wear it when you do the energy pool, when we dive into the energy pool. It feels right. It feels good. And you will be probably amazed. I get comments all the time on my shirt about how, it just draws people to it. It makes you feel differently. There's a different vibration when you're wearing it. So, all right, guys, that's it for today. Go out there and make peace with life, because that's what I'm going to do.